So now I'm inside the file scale in my project. Let's explore it first and then write our first test case. So like we see, we have test cases, test cycles, test plans, and reports. So we will begin from test cases. Here we don't have any test case. First, you can create a new folder and add some test cases to it. And also you can create a new test case from here. So let's create a new test case. So first we have the name. So let's say, for example, verify login with valid email and password. Okay. And then we have the objective. This is optional. I don't have to write it. And also we have the precondition. It is also optional. So for example, I can write user is already registered to the website. Okay. Then we have the status. We have draft, deprecated, and approved. So draft means that this is a new test case and we are still creating it. Deprecated means that it was valid for an old version, but now in the new version or the new release, we don't need it. And approved means that it is ready to run. Then we have the priority. Let's say high. The component. So here this is good. If I have components inside my project, here for example, I have mobile, front end, and back end, I can manage or merge between the test case and the component. This is good for traceability. And then we have estimated time. So let's say 0 hours and 10 minutes. Then we have the folder, if we have folders. And lastly, we have labels, if we have labels. So let's say, for example, automation. This is a label, just an example. Let's say save. And then we have our test script. So the test script is the test steps inside my test case. Okay. And we have two types or three types of test scripts. We have plain text, and here you write anything. Okay. Just you write a plain text. And you have step by step. This is the mostly used type of steps. So for example, step 1, let's say open login page. Okay. Step 2, then we can add step, and step 2, enter a valid username. Then we have add step. Step 3, enter a valid password. And the last step, click on login. So here we have the data. So for example, if the username is Tariq.Roshdi and the password is 123456, I can add the data here, and here we have the expected result. So when I open the login page, the login page is opened successfully. This is just an example. When I add the username, we have the place holder is removed and page is opened, or we can say and data is provided. Of course, all of this is optional. The expected result here, and then user is redirected to homepage. Okay. So another thing here is that you can, like you see, add an image. So for example, if the expected result is a screen that should be shown. So let's save. And then we have execution. This test case is not executed yet, and we will see later how we will execute it. And here, like you see, the test case has an ID automatically. SC, this is the name of the project, T1 1.0. Then we have traceability. So you can add some stories, for example, and then you have like a relationship between this test case and this story. Okay. So here, if I create a user story as a user, I want to login. Okay. This is inside the front end, and then it's created. So like you see, this user story is created. Okay. So this test case tests this user story. So here I can add another test case. Let's search for example, C7. So this is another user story, and I can add it here. So here I have traceability also between this test case and those two user stories. Okay. Also, if I have a link, I can add it here. So let's save. And then I have my attachments, any attachments that are related to this test case. If I have any comments, and then if I have a history. So if this test case is already executed 1 time, 2 times, and so on, we can add it here. So let's go back to our test cases. Here I have my test case. So I can create folders based on different categories. Okay. So for example, we can create folders based on types of requirements. Let's say login is a folder, sign up is a folder, searching is a folder. This is a choice. And another choice is to have folders based on type of testing. So we can create a folder that's called new folder regression, okay, and also smoke test and so on. So let's say, for example, login, new folder sign up, and new folder cart, and so on. So those are folders, and then I can add my test cases to them, okay. So this test case, if I open it, I can go here and add it to folders, login. So now it is part of login or sign up or cart, and it can be only part of one folder, okay. This is why it is more recommended to have folders based on functionalities. So here this test case is part of the login page.